Welcome back to Lost Legacies.
A Hidden City Book Company production.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Sam.
It's a podcast where we talk about movies and TV shows, including shows we've already watched on this podcast. So, oh man. Yeah. Well, Sam, I feel like now the year can begin. Like we're back at it, you know?
Finally, we're ready. We're ready to start the new year, you know?
Yeah. After everything we've been through, and it's only the second week of February. I'm like,
Jesus. I'm tired. I'm done.
I'm done with this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
But today we're talking about, what year is this? 1983?
Yes.
We're talking about Michael Mann's 1983 The Keep. In this technically first edition of Man Watch.
Well, that's true because we haven't done one.
Yeah, I did like segments earlier in the podcast, but now this is the episode, Man Watch.
Man Watch.
Michael Mann's second feature film. Kind of, because he did some TV work. He did some films for TV.
Yeah.
But like theatrical movie, this was his second. And the first one was Thief, which I was completely content and not going back and watching it with you. But after watching this, I'm kind of like, I wonder if we should at some point before we go forward.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So just because the nature of this podcast, there might be people just tuning in for this episode, or this is the first episode they listen to. So I'm going to I just wanted to preface that because I've brought this up on the podcast so many times. So I'm going to do it again here in case this is your first episode. But I've watched this movie several times before, which is why I wanted to bring it. And I'm going to read my review of this film from Letterboxd.
Okay.
Let me go find it real quick. Here we go. The Keep. Here it is. I'm not sure if I want to give this film 2 stars or 4. So I'll settle for the difference. 3 stars. That's it.
Wow. That's it.
That's my review.
That's it. Yeah.
So, Sam, do you agree with that review?
Yes. Yes, I do. This is an interesting one because I've always been fascinated by this movie. I never knew what it was about. I knew that it was about some kind of ancient force and Nazis. And that was it. So and for the longest time, I think it wasn't until probably late last year, I didn't even know like most of the actors that were in it, you know? So yeah, I really truly didn't know what to expect. I just knew that the legacy behind this film was kind of divisive. And you know, obviously it's a cult classic for a reason, right? But yeah, so I really had nothing. I had nothing to go on besides those few little snippets, those few little facts. So then watching it the other day, I'm like, okay. And there are a lot of parts, like there were a couple of parts where I was like, okay. Yeah. And then there were other parts where I was like fully like sitting up, leaning into my seat. And I'm just like, yeah, this is it.
If you can give me like a stock market chart, like what was your level of like bought in as the movie started to midway to the end? Like what was that journey? Was it just up and down the whole time?
I mean, yeah, truly it was. It was kind of truly up and down, you know. I don't think it was ever at a point where I was like, what am I watching? Or like I wanted to turn it off. It's like, no, because I was engaged with it the whole time. But I do think it was just kind of like it's a pacing. It's got a lot of pacing issues. But yeah, and kind of just like things happening, or we're being told that things are happening without really seeing the bulk of it.
Hmm.
So, I was just kind of like, okay, I feel like we're missing the more interesting parts of the movie here.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, and then by the time you get into whatever the hell is going on with Scott Glenn, I'm like, I'm either with this movie or I'm not, and I want to see
Yeah.
how this ends, so
Yeah.
I'm in it.
I from the opening, I'm like, I'm bought in. I love this music by
Hmm.
Tangerine Dream.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
love the cinematography. I love where they were filming it. It was like in an
yeah.
old quarry, and it looked beautiful. And like the little village that they built, I'm like, this place
Hmm.
is rad.
It's
And then
rad.
compared to like the keep, which you just see from the outside, you're like, oh man,
Hmm.
this is when movies were movies. I'm like, dude, yes. So
What?
like my chart was going up, and then something weird would happen and it would go down. And then
Mm,
like the scene behind me, where it's like slow motion running with the light and the synth scores going, then boom, like that chart, it's off the charts again. And then
yeah,
something weird would happen, it would go down. And then like I feel like we just like skip like five scenes, and I'm like, oh wait, what? And
yeah,
up and down. And then once you get to the third act, it kind of just flatlines. It's like
yeah, for sure.
it's not good. It's not bad. It's just stuff happening. I'm like, what is Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, just go with it.
Yeah, I
So,
had I it was interesting like trying to like read people's reviews about it,
hmm.
because this definitely is a movie where I feel like you're either a diehard fan for it or you're just
Hmm.
not into it, which is so fascinating
Right.
because I'm like, then you and me are kind of in the minority where we're like, I think it's got a lot going for it, but there's just a lot missing here, you
Hmm.
know? And I've seen like both sides of the argument being like, it's just a pure vibe of a movie, and other people's being like, there's not enough here for it to just vibe. Like,
Yeah. I yeah.
and I would kind of agree with that sentiment. I'm like, I do
Yeah.
vibe with it. Like, it is kind of a vibe piece, but it very actively doesn't want to be. And so
Hmm.
those two things conflict together, and yeah.
One of my favorite things about Michael Mann, which listeners, watchers, Michael Mann, I think is my favorite director of all time. I
Okay,
haven't
okay.
seen the majority of his movies, but the stuff that I have seen, I really, really like, and for very specific reasons. And I'm like,
Mm,
okay. And one of those things is his style. He has a very unique style as far as storytelling and music and
hmm.
visually. And he writes, like he wrote this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
not to throw shade on like other directors who don't write it, like
Oh, for sure.
Spielberg can take a script and make it his own film, but like Michael Mann, it's kind of like the whole project is his.
Hmm.
And eventually when we watch Last of the Mohicans, we'll go into that because as much as I love that movie, it's kind of controversial behind the scenes,
Hmm.
because this guy's kind of like I haven't heard behind the scenes stories about him, but almost sounds like a dictator.
I kind of get that vibe. Yeah.
Like like everything needs to be his way or it's not in it, and
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
big thing with Last of the Mohicans. So his style, his vibe, I'm like, I'm digging it. This is Michael Mann's only film that I'm pretty sure is the only film that's not like contemporary. I'm like, okay, it's kind of a period piece, kind of
Yeah.
fantasy, kind of
It's
horror.
it is
I'm
it
like,
is it is a genre piece, and I'm like, this is fascinating because it's like
yeah.
yeah, it is like it's horror and fantasy kind of mixed in together, a little bit
Hmm.
like mythological in a way too.
Yeah.
In just so many ways, like I think like the only other Michael Mann movie I've ever seen is Heat. So to go from like
Hmm.
that as my
Collateral.
pinpoint of like no, I've never seen Collateral.
You never see Collateral?
No.
I thought that's one of the movies you're like, you have to see this, bro.
No.
This alternate universe, Sam.
Yeah, yeah, the same one that's also seen Miami Vice.
Yeah, audience, I swear on my life, I talked to Sam about the Miami Vice movie, and like I swear I thought he saw it. but then it turns out he never did.
No.
So I think it was one
See,
of those days at work where like oh okay cool, but we didn't actually get to talk about it because we were working or whatever,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So but like and because then I was like oh yeah, so what did you think about the movie? You're like I never watched it. I
Well,
stepped into a different dimension at some point.
well, see, I'm coming at it from because I think very much like you did with Lost. I think you would just come up to me and start telling me about the movie. So you watched Miami Vice and you were like, bro, and then they're on the speedboat, it's like dawn, and all the lights, blue light everywhere, and then and then the coming in the air tonight's playing. I'm like, this sounds rad as hell. And it was such a cinematic experience that I'm like, I feel like I watched it, but I know I
So
didn't.
what you're saying is I had a two-way conversation with you by myself
Exactly.
twice, two
Twice.
movies.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just Michael Mann. Maybe
Might
it's
be,
something
yeah.
about the Michael Mann filmography that like tears open like a rift in the space-time continuum, you know?
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I mean, with the way this movie goes, like yeah, I can imagine.
anything's possible, right?
Anything's possible.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really looking forward to like seeing his version of like a fantasy type story.
Hmm.
Was very disappointed. But like stylistically, it's cool. Like this movie is almost all style over substance, you
Hmm.
know?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah.
But you can definitely tell that it doesn't want to be. And
Mm-hmm.
just going based off of like the production history that I've been able to read and look up, it's like, okay, yeah, like there was a lot that was cut from this movie by Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
There is not only is there a director's cut that's about 2 hours long, there is a 210-minute cut. That was the
Mm-hmm.
first thing that he turned in. So like there's so much of this movie that's missing. There's a
Mm-hmm.
whole end that had photos in like magazines when they were promoting it. Like a
Mm-hmm.
whole alternate ending that isn't in the movie because that was what had to get cut because of the studio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like yeah.
and uh it's really interesting because we were just talking about how like oh he's like a dictator, he has to get his way. And then this movie is like, okay, maybe he wasn't there yet because or maybe this is why, because the studio like butchered it from 210 minutes down to like 90. That is insane.
That's insane.
That being said, I forgot, I don't know if it was the editor or who, but someone who worked on it said like it was never going to be 210 minutes. He's like, there
Yeah.
was so much that we cut that was just nothing. And you could kind of tell in what we did get. Like there are some really long shots where we don't need that. We
Mm,
don't need to see that whole character go from there to there, you know, things like that.
mhm.
Like it worked good at the beginning where the trucks are showing up, but there's so many scenes like that where I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. Nothing's being said, which it doesn't have to be, but like in this case, like you kind of want to keep the pacing up. So, but I did hear about some of the stuff that got cut, and it really sucks because I wish we could have seen it, especially because like maybe you know this more than better than I did because you were looking up. But I'm like,
Mhm.
I wonder who was actually making the call to cut stuff because there are like the whole romance subplot is gone. Like they
Yeah.
kept the core of it, but I knew that was a part of it that got
Yeah.
cut. And I'm like, yeah, it's almost nothing. Like it's just like the I don't know what you want to call it, the shell of a story, the scaffolding of a romance story. Like
Yeah, very much so.
yeah, it just goes by so fast. I'm just like, okay, weird. And then like everything with like the priest and like everyone in the village starts going crazy. We don't really see that, but we see the priest go through that, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm
But
like,
even
oh,
then I'm like, but that like I was so confused as to why it was happening, you
yeah,
know?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah,
and
they're like
I read up on the book that it was based off of, and it
yeah,
sounds exactly the same as this.
I did too,
You
yeah.
know, it did have the alternate ending though.
Hmm.
Um,
And
so.
And the weapon that Scott Glenn has is a sword and
Actual sword,
not like
a
a
pipe.
quarterstaff. Well, see, like that was kind of interesting. Like there are a lot of things in this movie where I'm like, yes, be weirder. Go
Hmm.
more into the weird. Like the fact that the symbol that is holding back um the supernatural entity Molasar, it's
Hmm.
not a cross. It
Yeah,
it's kind of a T, but then has a slight dome at the
yeah.
top. Uh, I don't know. I found that fascinating.
Hmm.
And the whole time I'm like, what's in this box that Scott Glenn is carrying? And then he opens it and it is just like a pipe. I'm like, yes, go weirder, be weirder. Tell me what this thing is like.
Uh,
And then like he has to attach like the talisman at the top of it. In
which
my
is
mind,
just a flashlight.
which is just a flashlight, and I'm like, okay, like that, like all right, like we could have saved some money on the fog effects by like just
Yeah,
actually making an actual
yeah,
prop.
yeah.
But in my head, I was like, okay, there's only one way this movie's gonna save itself for me, and it's if he attaches the talisman to the top of his quarterstaff, and instead of using it like a traditional like a I don't know, like a wizard staff or like a spear, he just mounts it like his like it's a rocket launcher, and the talisman shoots out at Molasar. That didn't happen. That's what
No.
I would do
Yeah.
if I had the chance to remake this movie. Um,
Damn.
uh, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm like, as weird as this movie is, I'm like, it should be weirder. Like
Yeah.
if it was a sword, I'd be like, yeah, of course, it's a sword. But
Yeah.
like, just make it weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they could have made it be like a quarterstaff. It could have looked cool. Make it out of wood or something, something natural.
Or
No, it
have
looks
like a
like,
design in it. It's like it's just
yeah,
plain, it's
it just
bare.
looks like a
Yeah.
metal pipe. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
found this in the alley when we were taking our smoke break. So
Essentially, right? I'm
yeah,
like, okay, all right,
yeah,
whatever. So,
yeah.
yeah, it's definitely a weird one. While I was watching it, I was kind of thinking because I've been very conscious lately of like what's my top 20 movies of all time, and I'm always thinking about it. I'm like,
Oh
does
yeah,
this one
yeah.
make it? Does this one make it? I'm like,
This no no offense to anybody who has this in their top 20. Um, but don't do it. Don't do it, Matt. For you,
yeah,
for you, my brother specifically, don't do it.
a whole cult fandom just fell out of their chair, Sam.
Hey, man, look, look, I am right there alongside everybody when I say that I think the director's cut, the 2 hour version of this movie, could change my life. I
Yeah,
truly
yeah,
do.
yeah.
But we don't have that version, so.
Right.
And we're probably
You
never
know,
going to get that version because I think Michael
yeah.
Mann's probably taking that to his grave.
Yeah, I don't know.
So,
Because I thought about it, like, what does this make the list just out of the sheer audacity? It's like,
no.
it depends. What are the other 19 movies on my list?
Well, that's true. That's true.
So, yeah, I don't think so. This isn't like Streets of Fire, which it's bad, but we still love it, and it's cheesy, and we still love it. It's just like the yeah, it still earns its spot,
Oh,
on my
hell
top
yeah.
20. So it's
Hell
like number
yeah.
19, I think.
I'm sorry. If this movie had Scott Glenn and Molasar having a sledgehammer fight in the middle of the keep, yeah, this movie would have skyrocketed to number
Right.
one for sure.
Uh,
You know?
yeah. So one of the issues with this movie was that their visual effects guy died.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Right as
he
they were
was
going
like,
into post-production.
yeah, he was like the go-to guy. So in post-production, nobody knew how he was going to do the stuff.
Yeah.
So essentially, Michael Mann had to do it himself. And I think that was a big part of it because that was one of the like I don't even think it was deleted. They just didn't get to film it. Like you're supposed to see Molasar killing all the Nazis at the end. Like
Mm,
there's gonna be so many head explosions, and I'm like,
yeah.
that would have been so cool.
That would have been
Which
cool.
I like the effects of how he kills these guys.
Yeah, me too.
Like, because like their heads blow up, but it's not like Ready or Not where it's like all gone. It's almost like breaking a clay pot. It's
Hmm.
like the front blows out, but like your skull's still kind of there. And I'm like, and you only see it for like little split seconds, but I'm like, ooh, that was cool.
It's almost like the same effect as like the head explosion in Scanners, but just without the
Mm,
blood. Because
yeah,
then they were also doing this thing where like he's like absorbing your life force, and then once it's all gone, you just explode or
it's very like
implode. Yeah.
dusty. Like there's
Yeah.
no blood, it's just very dusty and it's like a crumbling effect.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's rad.
Which is so cool when then you see like all the other, Nazis kind of like strewn about, or like that one who's just like
They're like
inside the keep wall, or the other ones are just like charred corpses.
burnt
You're
and
like,
like
oh
absorbed.
wow.
I was like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
that's
So
cool.
yeah. This on the Nazi killing front, what little we did get, 5 stars,
I know I wanted more.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I
I
wanted
think that
more, so
I think the thing is I wanted more from this movie. So much more. Like
yeah.
even like the things that are bad or that I don't like about this movie, it's not the things themselves specifically. It's more like, oh, it got cut, you
Yeah.
know? I didn't like this storyline. I didn't like the romance storyline at all. And it's like, well, it's mostly cut. That's why.
Yeah.
So if we had more of it, I probably would have dug it. And I feel like it's the same way with everything, I I wish we had more of Gabriel Byrne's character. But he's just straight up evil. But I love what the captain guy is telling him. He's like, you can't accept something to the fact what's he say? Oh, he's saying because we all see things here. What is it that you see? It's like, oh, it's because you see yourself. And I wanted to get more into that,
Yeah.
and it's really just that last scene where like you actually see him terrified and frightened. I wanted to see more of the psychological effects of it. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, damn. So, dude, but that final scene with the captain and Gabriel Byrne, I'm like, so good. Like the
Yeah.
writing, the acting, I'm like, oh my God. I don't know who that actor is, but he did a great job.
Yeah, you do. He's been in like a bunch of movies from, I feel like from like around this era. Like,
Hmm.
is he not the captain in Das Boot?
I don't remember.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's a very small role, but I'm pretty sure he's also like the Russian president who's in the prison in Air Force One.
Oh, you
I
might be
think
right.
I think that's him, yeah. Jurgen Purow.
I completely forgot about
Yeah.
that guy. Hmm. All right, I'm just gonna look up his filmography here.
Oh, that's right. He's
Das
he's
Boot.
uh he's Duke Leto in David Lynch's Dune.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
forgot about that. Man. Yeah, this guy's been in a lot of stuff.
Oh, he's in Robin Hood. Oh, that's not the Robin Hood that I remember.
It's not the Prince of Thieves Robin Hood, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Wow.
he's in one of
Okay.
the Hellboy video games. Okay.
Oh, he's in Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Hmm. Hmm.
In
Well,
Judge Dredd, he's one of the judges. Air
he's
Force
yeah,
One.
he's the corrupt judge who's helping Armand Asante.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And of
Okay.
course he's in, the beloved classic House of the Dead. Um
Oh, he's in Da Vinci Code. All right, this guy's been around.
hmm.
Hmm. Wow. Dang. All right, he's still working too.
Yeah, good for him.
Okay, so I have seen this guy before. Well, he
Yeah.
did great. Like
He was great. Yeah.
yeah, I think he might have been like the best performance of this movie.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, although I did like Ian McKellen.
I did and I didn't.
It
Mostly
was very
because I had no idea what he was doing with that accent.
He's an old guy. No, he's a young guy who's old, Sam.
Yeah, yeah.
That
But
was his accent.
but at the same time it's like kind of feels like he's doing American, but then not doing American.
It's
Like
like I don't.
it was such a weird performance that like yeah, I'm like I'm not used to seeing like Ian McKellen like not deliver on a performance.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
like this was a shock.
Yeah.
I'm like, Ian McKellen can be bad?
Well, I don't know if he was bad. Like I enjoyed the performance. The accent was really weird. I kind of feel like maybe he gave up because like he sounds just very old and bitter and dying, and then he gets young and he just sounds it's almost like he sounds like Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
He's focusing on his own voice, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, I guess. I don't know, but I feel like that was probably the biggest missed opportunity of that movie, that whole storyline of the professor,
Mhm.
because it's such a cool concept. Like, so when I first watched this movie, I'm like, okay, what the heck is this thing? I'm like, oh, okay, they're bringing in this Jewish professor. And first thing I'm thinking, like, okay, is this a golem? Is that what we're dealing with here? And then the
Mhm.
daughter even calls it out. Like, she calls it a golem. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's rad. I've never really seen like a movie of this. I'm like, all right, cool.
Mhm.
But then at some point, they decide that Molasar is going to be the bad guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, dude. Okay, so there's the scene where, of course, the one woman in the movie, she's about to get sexually assaulted, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So first time watching, I'm thinking like, okay, this is either going to happen or something's going to stop it. Sure enough, who stops it? Molasar, which
Yeah.
I don't even know if they mentioned him in the movie. I just know that's his name because I've read up on it. But
I think they do.
they
I
might
think
bring it up once.
it's Scott Glenn's character who kind
But
of like starts to say his name.
yeah, so he shows up in his smoke cloud, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. He makes the Nazis' heads explode. I'm like, badass. And you have the very like the choral music, very
Hmm.
holy and divine, and you just see the smoke going, and then you see like his red skeleton fingers, and he's holding the girl. I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm like, this is the best. This is the
Yeah.
coolest thing ever. Like, heck yeah. And then you kind of see the weird like brain skull thing. I was like, this is the coolest.
It's like you start seeing this like electric red circulatory system mixed in with like this storm cloud, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Right. I don't know. I
I'm
don't know
in
how
love
they
with
did
this.
the smoke. Like,
Yeah.
obviously had to be someone in there, right? Because like the smoke's coming from inside. Like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
I
so
don't know.
crazy. I was in love. I'm like, I love this character. I love this guy. All right.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, he's just another evil dude. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that sucks. But even that could have been cool because like the whole thing is like, what is the story? This Jewish guy who's teaming up with, we'll just call him a golem, to kill the Nazis. It's
Hmm.
like that's like the ultimate like
That's like the ultimate story right there, you know?
well, it's like the ultimate thing of like how far would you go for a good cause? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like how and if you want to go this route where you make it him an evil entity, it's like what are you willing to sell your soul for, because we've
Yeah.
seen countless stories of it for like as a cautionary tale. I want
Hmm.
to be good at playing guitar, I want to be rich and famous, I'll sell my soul, blah blah blah. Okay,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
what about for an actual good thing?
Yeah.
Like
Like retribution,
I'm gonna kill all the Nazis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. And then like even though we don't really see him being corrupted, they keep saying you're being corrupted, and I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, where's that line though? Like, I'm cool with it because it's for a good cause. And then it's like, okay, I'm just another baddie now. Like
Hmm.
I really wanted them to explore that.
And I feel like there's ways to do it. Like obviously they're playing up the like father daughter angle with
Right.
Ava, and
Yeah.
be like, this isn't you, you can't do this,
Hmm.
and there is some weird thing too about how like Ava doesn't really have any agency outside of like the men in her
Yeah.
life. Like one, she's taking care of her father, and then almost immediately, like 30 minutes later, she's hooking up with Scott Glenn, and then
Yeah.
she's all over, that. And so there is like this weird dynamic, of like who's gonna take care of her.
Yeah.
Um uh so like but I feel like like there could be something there where just like I know my father, like he spent so many years like afflicted
Hmm.
that now that he is youthful again, like there could have been this, they could have played up that angle of just like now he can take care of himself and this is what he's doing, like he's fully
Hmm.
bought in on this thing, like that seems wrong. They try to do the angle of faith with the priest because
Hmm.
he and Ian McKellen are friends. They have a report. He saves him from the concentration camps.
Hmm.
Like full stop. I'm like, that right
Hmm.
there, I think is a great way to kind of like talk about this, where it's like we saw that, like Ian McKellen and Ava, like they're gonna be put on the trains and they're gonna go to a
Yeah.
camp, and then they're not. So to
Hmm.
have this priest who like knows and isn't trying to convert, his friend, he's just trying to
Hmm.
protect him. To have this priest then come up to him and say that like you're being corrupt, like that's such a fascinating thing too, because it's like there is physical proof for this atheist that
Hmm.
there is a divine entity that has proven itself to be capable of grand things, amazing
Yeah.
things, miracles. If this entity can serve the retribution swiftly as he claims, then why wouldn't he, why wouldn't he accept that? Why wouldn't I sell my soul
Yeah.
for that? Whereas like that's part of the things when, especially in, with Catholics, we talk about like the mysteries of faith. It's like
Hmm.
God works in mysterious ways. Like those miracles are few and far between when it is like as big and gesturous as that. So
Hmm.
when this happens, I can definitely see the priest being like, "No, this is bad. Like this is really bad, even if
Yeah.
it's being done to bad people."
Yeah.
And then yeah, I think like I would have just also liked more to have I don't like, it's bad to say that I wanted more from the Nazis, but like I wanted more of like Gabriel Byrne, like yeah, he's just a typical greasy haired, slime ball,
Yeah.
monster. But like, I, it's such a missed opportunity to be like, what's this? What are these words written on the wall? Like, we can't
Hmm.
understand them. Well, the only man in the world who can help you right now is a Jewish professor. Like,
Hmm.
there should have been some pushback, on that.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to see more of that. Like, what is it like to have
Hmm.
work with, like one, like
Yeah.
for Ian McKellen, this is the enemy. Like this
Yeah.
is evil incarnate on earth. And then for,
Yeah.
Gabriel Byrne to just be like, this is somebody I despise. Like
And
yeah,
you see, that's also like it's kind of glossed over too, but like none of them are really bought in. Like the whole
yeah,
thing is to escape, to get the doctor and
Ava.
Ava out. So when the doctor asked the priest, he's like, the writing down there, whatever. Did you do that? And he's like, no, that was there. And he kind of stops. He just goes silent because that's the first point where the doctor's like, oh, because he even tells them, he's like, whoever is writing this is using a language that's
It's
been
been
dead for
dead for
over
like 500
500
years.
years.
Yeah.
So when he asked the priest, and the priest is like, no, that was already there when we found it. And he starts thinking, and it's like, and it's just a quick little moment. Like that's kind of the point. Like that's where we need to see this guy start to not figure it out, but start that journey of like maybe there is something real to this,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And yeah, and then with the Gabriel Byrne character, I think it sucks because we have the captain who is an interesting character because he's anti-fascist, but he's with the Germans, he's with the Nazis,
Yeah.
you know, and that was a very interesting too scene too when he was talking to it's the doctor, right? He's talking to the doctor. Yeah,
Hmm.
because the doctor's son, which I'm pretty sure is just a younger photo of Ian McKellen. And he's like, he died in, I think he said Spain. And he's like, were you there? He's like, no, if I had been in Spain, I would have been with the anti-fascist Germans, you know?
Hmm.
But he's not, you know? And that tells you all you need to know about the difference between him and Gabriel Byrne and their different ideologies. Uh, I like that about the captain because like I wanted to see more of that as well. Like I wanted to see
Hmm.
more struggle with it because he even has the line in the beginning. He's like, "You don't want to go to Russia. By the time you get there, the war will be over and we'll be the masters of the world." You know.
Hmm.
And when you get that scene, you're like, "Oh, okay, I'm all right."
Yeah.
But then as
Yeah.
you get into it, it's like, "Oh, this is actually against what this guy believes." You know, it's
Hmm.
like that kind of puts a different light on it. I'm like, so I would have loved to see more of get into that character, you know.
Hmm.
He really gets into it in his last scene, but I wanted to see more of that, and because it seems like such an interesting, flawed person, Gabriel Byrne's character just seems like a traditional villain, you
Yeah.
know. I
Yeah.
wanted to actually see him like start to come to grips with what's going on, you know. When we see like that first death and then all of a sudden Gabriel Byrne's character shows up, like time has already passed because it said, oh, another person has been killed, that's up to five now, so we know
Hmm.
like this is starting to happen nightly, you know. So I wanted to see maybe something like that where we actually see Gabriel Byrne's character living in the keep for a while and kind of like the line, what do you see here, you know,
Hmm.
what is it? And alas, we don't get that. He just
Yeah.
gets another death. I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
okay.
It seems like it hurts, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. His head doesn't
Damn.
explode either, and then I was disappointed by that.
Yeah, it just his life force gets sucked out. I wanted him to be fused into the wall or something like that one guy, you
Yeah.
know. So like he's there dying, but like his eyes still looking around or something. You
Yeah.
know, so it's like, oh, this guy's suffering. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's the character to do that too. But yeah, I mean, this movie's filled with great ideas. None of
For
them are
sure.
realized. I also feel like this movie is like four different stories intersecting, but not well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because any of these storylines could have been their own movie on its own.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think the least interesting of the stories were Scott Glenn, who's top billed.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what is this guy? Like an angel? Like,
Something like that. So I read the synopsis of the book.
yeah.
And I think he is like some sort of immortal warrior,
Mm-hmm.
but only made immortal so that he can remember and eventually fight Molasar, who is like this evil sorcerer who tried to, take over
Mm-hmm.
the world, blah, blah, blah. They built the keep around him so that he couldn't get out. And then whatever divine forces Scott Glenn is working for, they cursed him with immortality. And then to remember the weight of of everything at stake, they like took away his shadow or his
His
reflection.
reflection, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Don't really know why you would punish your like one guy that you're like keeping around to fight, the other evil guy,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But yeah, and then so he's called to the keep when they like open it and stuff, but then I don't know why. Because like even in the book, like in like the brief synopsis, they say they're like, oh yeah, he's also called to like this romance by Ava. Not sure why though. The
Mm-hmm.
movie certainly doesn't explain it. And then, supposedly at the end, he and Molasar like have this like battle that was technically going to be in the movie, but it was too expensive. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's not supposed to get like sucked in like he does in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Molasar is the one that gets put back in his prison, and then Scott Glenn is supposed to like wake up like in like the riverbank below,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and he like his eyes are normal, and
Mm-hmm.
he like turns human. So like that's his reward for like fighting off this guy.
Gets to
Also
live.
because I think he's like the main character for the other five books in this series because The Keep
Mm,
was the first in a six series installment.
yeah.
Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
it seems like one of those random books some guy wrote like real quick. It's like, oh, this is a cool idea. Bloom, boom, here we
kind
go.
of, yeah.
I feel like the movie kind of feels like more like mythological, like
Well, and it's interesting too because the author even says that he was questioned like if Lord of the Rings had an impact on his work and he said no.
mhm.
Like that's not the fantasy that I'm doing. I'm pulling from like Robert E. Howard and Lovecraft.
Mm,
Which like when you look at it from that perspective, I'm like I kind of get that. Like it is a
mhm.
more like kind of pulp adventure, pulp horror, in a way where it's like you've got all these bad guys and all these bad things are happening to them.
Yeah.
And then you have this other like ancient like force that's trying to get to the keep to help fight back, you
Mhm.
know. And it is like classic sword, ancient sorcery. I'm like, I can kind of feel that. And I feel like the movie does lean into some of that aspect, but it's like it never leans far enough in either direction.
Right.
It's not leaning far enough into the horror, it's not leaning far enough into the fantasy. So what
Mhm.
you really get is this middle of the road like drama that has these other fantastical elements.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like so much of this does feel like it is horror, it is fantasy, and but again, it feels like they're afraid to actually like go into genre, you know?
Yeah,
And I'm like, is that why we don't have the sword and the talisman? Like,
I guess so. Yeah. I'm like,
because
I
if
don't
you
know
look
why
at
they're
it, like,
separated.
yeah, when you see like the pipe and the talisman, okay, I guess this would fit in like a sci-fi movie. You know,
Yeah.
maybe this is a sci-fi movie. You
Hmm.
know, a lot of people are tripping out because they saw Welcome to Derry and they realized it is actually an alien.
Oh my God.
And it's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
well, yeah, I mean, they didn't add that for the show, you know?
Or for the
So,
movie.
well, yeah, it's not in the movie, but that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh, they didn't just
that's
add that in. I get what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying.
that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it has always been an alien, you know.
Yeah.
They just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of
Yeah.
always wonder if Michael Myers was an alien because I like to just think of him as the shape, you
Yeah.
know. And I'm like, that if you think of Michael Myers as a like an eldritch horror, it's like, oh,
Like truly is like just the personification of like evil.
hmm,
It is this thing that is always there. It is, you know, it is a force,
yeah,
kind of like I feel like Jason kind of became that, but on like the supernatural side of like,
right,
no, he is like a force of nature. Like he will just plow through anything. Whereas like Michael Myers is very like succinct and
hmm,
has tactics, but it also kind of like does this thing where it's like starts small and then gradually elevates to kind of build this aura of fear
hmm,
around like the community. And I'm like I like that. So like if he was supernatural, I feel like like if we straight up said that, like yeah, he's the incarnation of evil, you're like okay, yeah, like I buy into it. But it's like
yeah,
it's that ambiguity that I guess like kind of gives him that longevity.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. I like that idea though of that like something following, like something that's there.
Hmm.
You know, I never saw It Follows, but I know the basic premise.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, that's kind of cool. That's creepy. Why
Yeah.
can't it be like a nice person? Like,
That comes to kill you or what?
well, does he kill them in It Follows?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's the whole
Oh,
point. Is that it's this creature that
I
will
guess so.
continue
Yeah.
to follow you. You can try to outrun it, but at some point, unless you pass the curse on to somebody else, it's gonna get you.
I wanted it to be like that guy, the Bond Company stooge from Life Aquatic.
Oh, Bud
Hey,
Court, he just passed away today.
what? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
so crazy that you just brought that up.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, dude, that's
Wild.
sad.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, R.I.P. man.
All right,
This
yeah. Shout
episode's
out to
for
Bud.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
What's
Oddly
his name?
enough, Bud Court.
That's right, Bud Court. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Um, yeah, that why couldn't it be him or
Yeah.
like
I would
a
love to have
Muppet
that.
or something?
Yeah.
Dr. Bunsen Honeydew is just always constantly following you like 20 feet behind.
If it was Honeydew, I would be okay. If it was Beaker, I would be more
I
terrified.
was like, are you okay back there? You need a coat? There's
Yeah.
a Doctor Who episode where it's some I don't remember it, but it's something like that where it's like this little old lady is following Ruby Sunday, and like
Mm,
she's constantly, I want to say it's like 73 yards or something like that behind her or
mm.
something like that. And anytime someone sees the lady, they like go crazy or they lose like all memory of Ruby, something like that. It was really trippy and like it's Doctor Who. Like they find some kind of timey-wimey science fiction explanation for it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I like the idea of that if you were to go more Eldridge, you know?
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, let's lose our minds. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, what could have been?
What
They
could
could
have
have
been.
gone more sci-fi with this movie.
So apparently, as was wont, this was made in the 80s.
Hmm.
What else was popular in the 80s, Matt? Dungeons and Dragons,
Oh, yes.
TTRPGs.
Hmm. I was gonna
There
say
is
short
a
shorts and roller skates.
true and cocaine. Um,
Mm,
which
my three
definitely,
favorites.
yeah, yeah. um, but apparently there was a TTRPG that was made of the keep. There was
Oh
a board
yeah,
game. There
I
was a
remember
board game that
hearing
was also
this.
made, but oh, I'm sorry. The board game is the same thing.
Oh,
Um,
okay, okay.
yeah, but
So weird.
the board game is interesting because it sounds a lot cooler
Uh-huh.
than either book or movie
Mm,
because the board game it's a game for up to 3 to 6 players in which one player takes the role of the evil Molasar while
okay.
the others are a band of adventurers and using only one weapon that's hidden on the board you have to go through you essentially have to go through the keep and you have to like
Oh,
yeah so you have to fight the monster. Actually, now that I'm seeing this, i think i I think I didn't. Oh,
I
okay,
think I
no, no, no,
played
no,
this
no.
game.
Right, I've played this game. No, so apparently what is okay, there's something. Yeah, I think I clicked on something else because um there was a there was this board game. This is what I was looking for. There was the TTRPG, which has so the board game and the TTRPG are separate. I got that
Okay.
confused. I apologize. So the board game is up to 3 to 6 players. One is the evil wizard or sorcerer or
Hmm.
whatever. The other players are trying to find the weapon that's hidden
Hmm.
in the keep, and you got to fight around the Nazis.
Hmm.
All that stuff. Good fun. The role playing game is what I was really fascinated by because apparently you went through uh several different eras of time
Hmm.
fighting the same battle. So the
Hmm.
first time is starting in like ancient times, the age of magic, where you're like
Mm.
fighting Molasar as like he's like rising into power, and you're like,
Hmm.
okay, rad. And then it's the Middle Ages,
Okay.
so a little more like classic fantasy, I guess, classic sword and sorcery, classic D&D. And then the final act is 1941, where you also have to fight the Nazis.
Yeah,
And I'm like, now that sounds amazing. And
that's
that I would
interesting.
actually love to see in a movie. Like that
Right?
should be the movie.
Wow. Okay. We're gonna remake it.
That's what I was gonna say. Like we should just like this is gonna go on the list, and I'm sorry to say, but like this should be on the list of movies that like are fine, but they never reach their full potential that fully deserve a
Yeah.
remake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it has to
Interesting.
but it has to be done right because I feel like
Yeah.
there's a way to do this movie where I feel like especially now it like you would lose a lot of the like the edginess and like the griminess. Like you really have to like this has to be like a bare bones. Like the only CG is gonna be whatever we use to like integrate the
Mm,
keep, like the outer keep into like whatever wherever we're like filming on location, and then also like Molasar itself. Like
yeah.
that should be the only real
Yeah.
CG. Also, we didn't even talk about like how good the suit looks that like he's just like walking
Yeah.
around in once he's like
Yeah.
fully formed. I'm like, this dude rule. He looks like
At,
Apocalypse.
yeah. Yeah. At that point, it's like, okay, this is just a full on baddie, you know? It
Yeah,
would have been
yeah,
cool if he stayed his mysterious, like, smoke self, but, like, yeah, he looks better than Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse.
yeah,
Like, he's just like this weird skeleton sinew person. He looks better than Vecna in Stranger Things. Like,
dang,
this is what
yeah.
Vecna should have looked like, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I do like so many there's so many elements, especially him, that just reminded me of like classic 80s fantasy. Like I'm gonna blindfold me and send me into half price books. I will pull out a book with like him on the cover.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, very kind of like a more fleshy Skeletor, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like he just looked
Well,
rad.
like and kind of like rubbery too. I like how it just looks inhuman. Like he has
Yeah,
the face, like kind of has like the Hollow Man face,
yeah.
you know, where it's like you don't see the eyes and the mouth is just kind of stationary, but it's this like glowing light behind both of those, like
Hmm.
both of those eyes that you're like it's cool, you know, like this is so rad,
Yeah.
and voiced by James Earl Jones. So you know,
Really?
I believe so.
What? I didn't know that.
Let me do a quick. That's what I saw people talking about. Oh, this is
I
interesting.
didn't see his name in the credits.
His name isn't in the credits. Oh, okay. I guess not.
Well, it should have been.
Well, it should have been. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know who did the voice, but like, it sounded cool enough. Um,
Yeah.
Michael Carter.
Yeah.
So, oh, he was Bib Fortuna in Star Wars.
Oh.
Bib Fortuna is the guy with the thing around Jabba's like number one guy with the long tentacle head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
They wanna wonga.
Oh, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Oh man, classic.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's him. Um, cool. Wow. Well, all in all, I'm glad I watched this. I'm glad you watched it.
I would just say like as disappointing as I was like uh with like kind of the bulk of it, like I am still glad that I watched it because I was also thinking like kind of want to watch it again just to like
Yeah.
you know because I think it's that thing too where it's like I know I said I didn't have expectations, but like I kind of did have expectations. I was like I
Well,
really want to love the movie,
I
you
think
know?
this fits into something else we've been talking about lately,
Mhm.
which is our utter disappointment in 80s sword and sorcery movies.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like this fits into that genre. Disappointing
yeah.
fantasy of the 80s. Um, but I I'm thinking I do want to go back and watch Thief on this podcast at some point. So we'll do
Mhm.
another that'll be our next man watch episode whenever we decide to do it. And because this fits very interestingly into the Michael Mann what do you want to
Like
call it?
filmography.
filmography, but I mean like his worlds, because something I do like about Michael Mann is how all his movies are I just think of the Boondock Saints line. He's like, "We're hard men and we do hard shit." That's Michael Mann, you know?
Yeah.
Like his movies are about people, mostly men, who have to do a job,
Yeah.
whether out of duty or honor or whatever. They have to do this job, but there's this nice like parallel between that and their life, living life. You
Hmm.
know, Heat is very obvious because you have like De Niro, and I forgot that actress, and then you have Val Kilmer and Charlize Theron,
Hmm.
and so you really get to see that, and like they talk about it over and over. You know how like never have anything in your life that you can't walk away from in a second, five
Hmm.
seconds. You know, that sums up all of Michael Mann's filmography, you
Yeah.
know? And so it was really a bummer that we barely tapped into that here, because you have Scott Glenn, who's this immortal, and Ava even asked, like, because he says, once I kill Molasar, I will go too. That's my purpose being here. She's like, well,
Hmm.
what about me? And he's like, you're here so I can love the way only mortal men can. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, yes, dude. I think that's so like almost classic. There's like a classic kind of tragedy to that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
these heroes, these godlike figures can only enjoy like the sweeter things in life,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm like, oh, that's really interesting, especially when you think of like classic, like the Roman and Greek gods, where man, they're just having sex all over the place. You
Hmm.
know, it kind of gives a
Hmm.
different vibe. But here you kind of have this more of a reverence, dare I say, angelic presence. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I can only experience this here in this form. I was like, oh, dude, there's this tragedy to that, you
Yeah.
know? And I wish there is no Scott Glenn character. It's just an archetype walking through the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish there was some kind of character so we could have got that. And so we really do feel heartbroken at the ending when Ava is without him, you know? That's the last
Hmm.
shot of the movie, you
Yeah.
know? It would have been nice to see the alternate ending, but that wouldn't have been earned, you know, where he gets to live his human life.
Yeah, probably
And it's
not.
like,
Yeah. Not, I
yeah,
mean, not in the version that we have, you know?
right, exactly. Maybe
Yeah.
the 2 hour version.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I think like that's a very interesting character that fits into with all of Michael Mann's other protagonists, you
Yeah.
know.
I can
So
see that.
probably it's probably the weakest protagonist in the filmography,
Yeah.
but yeah, it fits perfectly. So, and that's a big part of Thief, and I think like yeah, I think that's something uh I'd want to watch, especially because you and I are from, you know, two completely different perspectives here, both in our 30s, but you're married, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
and going into it with that same that same like thinking of these Michael Mann characters, you know, it's like, okay, what comes next in life, you know? So you and I are kind of facing that point in life, but from two different perspectives, two different angles, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. So we'll watch Thief eventually.
Hell yeah.
We got to space out man watch, because Michael Mann movies, although they can be cool, they're also very heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. But speaking of which,
Mm-hmm.
do you have
Speaking
a
of
movie
heavy.
for us next week?
uh I do,
Okay.
but I'm gonna need your help.
Mm.
I need you to roll a die.
Yes. Okay. What die?
A D3.
A D3.
Yep.
I got a 6. Oh god.
Okay. All right. We'll roll a
Okay.
D6. So because
One
I
and
have
two, three and
one and
four,
yeah,
5 and 6.
5 and 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I have three movies. I won't tell
Th-
you what they are, but
okay.
you roll a die.
Okay, hang on. Let me warm it up.
Yes, warm up the
Customary
die.
3 rolls and then 1 for luck. Okay. All right, here we go.
Uh-huh.
That's a 3.
Okay.
So that's movie 2, I guess.
Oh, oh, did you already do
Oh
you get all
yeah.
the rolls? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Wow, you're
Yeah.
fast. Fastest hands in the whiz. Okay, so it was a 3?
A 3.
A 3. So we're okay, so we're going with movie number 2. Well, it's a good thing that we were already talking about 80s fantasy
Yeah.
and how, how we were a little disappointed with this selection. Maybe this next movie, maybe it'll get us back on board.
Okay.
Because next week we're looking at Kroll.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hell yeah.
I have not watched Kroll, but I have wanted to for the longest time.
And I saw Kroll for the first time last year.
Hmm.
It did take me like because I watched like the first like 20 minutes
Hmm.
and then it was so late. It was like 2 a.m. and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I have to turn it off.
Yeah.
But I was so enamored the next day by that 20 minutes that I was like, I have to watch this tonight. I have to watch this
Yeah.
tonight or I'm gonna go insane. I need to know what happens. And then I finished it and I'm like, I I don't know. I don't like I didn't love that movie yet, but
Yeah.
it's also one of those movies where I'm like, I think I'm constantly thinking about it at least like a couple of times a week now. I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
that movie's kind of rad. This movie's like
Yeah.
kind of really rad. Um so yeah. And see,
Nice.
like you want to talk about like paperback throwbacks, I'm like
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of Kroll like to a T. So
Okay.
uh
Sounds
so
good.
I'm not exactly sure if it's on like where exactly it's at, but I do know I was
Hmm.
looking at Tubi and I know it's on Tubi.
Okay.
So yeah, like so for any listeners, if you want to watch along with us so that you can be ready for next week,
Mhm.
I know for a fact that it is on Tubi. Of course, it's free with ads. I'm sure you could probably find it, on other
Elsewhere.
platforms. You got to pay for it. Maybe it's at your library, maybe it's at Half Price Books. Who knows?
Cool.
But that's my movie.
All right. Next week. Also, I keep forgetting to bring it up. We have until February 25th to leave us emails, comments, questions, or concerns about Tusk Love, our
Yes,
first book club selection. We're
yes,
getting closer, and I'm getting excited and also nervous because I feel like talking about a movie is different to talking about a book.
yeah,
I don't know because
yeah,
I'm about halfway through the book right now, and I'm kind of thinking about like what are we going to talk about? You know?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about. I was listening to it today, and I'm like, how are we going to tackle this? Like, this
yeah,
is a
because I
huge
mean
like
it's just
shift in how we're doing it.
they're both stories, just one is written, the other's visual. Like I don't
Yeah,
know. So I'm gonna Google after this episode. I'm gonna Google how to run a book club
a
meeting.
book club. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
that's fascinating too because I feel like I feel like I see it in like very random books, but like there are usually like sections in the back of certain books that have like
Mm.
book club questions.
Oh, Tusk Love book club questions.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like how to like discuss the book after you've read it with your group, and I'm like, well, that's fascinating. Of course, those are usually tailored to whatever book you read, but
There's
yeah,
not a Spark Notes version of the book.
no, probably not. It's so new. It's so brand new, Matt. Come on.
Yeah, it's so new, and
Yeah,
those are usually for schools and kids.
exactly,
So
exactly.
okay. But yeah, okay. Shoot us an email, lostlegaciespodcast@gmail.com. We're talking about Tusk Love. So you have until February 25th. Until then, hit us up, hashtag Lost Legacies. Sam, always a pleasure. Everyone else?
Always a pleasure.
No, everyone else,
Oh,
get
get
lost.
lost. I was saying always a pleasure to you as well.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.